All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3. We are talking about one of the most important things in our businesses, which is called follow up. And I wanted to just review really quickly because there are yes, four pillars in what we do in Plexus, and it's important to know what those four pillars are. If you know them, pop them in the chat. We can just get the chat going this morning. The four pillars are so essential, but it's also encouraging that those are the four things that we need to the skills that we need to get better at, the skills that we need to master. And I don't think it matters how long you're in this industry. I don't know that we ever master it. We just always keep working on it. That's my thought. So, does anyone know what the four pillars are? Yes, yes, yes. So, yes, Jacqueline. Yep. So, recruit, duplicate, retain, and leadership. Yes. So we want to be working on retention, duplication, recruitment, and leadership. Okay. And we talked about recruitment on day 1. Yesterday we talked about duplication, and then today we're going to talk about follow up and also social media, because social media is a huge way that we grow our businesses. So I want to remind you guys of a couple of things. The first thing is that follow up is professional. Someone type that in the chat. Follow up is professional. You are not bugging people to follow up with them. And it's actually really, really important. I don't know where my notes went. Oh, here they are. Here they are. It is not bugging people. Quick story. When I started looking into Plexus, I heard from people for about a year and a half that I should try Plexus from a lot of different people. And I said, no, thank you. And when I actually started seeing it on Facebook and different people that I trusted, or just they were putting out there things that I was tracking with, I didn't resonate with people associating Plexus with weight loss. But when people started talking about candida overgrowth, gut health, how important gut health is, all the things, then I was tracking. And so I was really intrigued. I was actually very intrigued. I remember seeing someone post about Super Saturday. I remember seeing someone post about how it helped her sister's milk supply. And I was like, huh, that is interesting. And so I contacted basically everybody that I knew that did Plexus or had done it in the past, including Laura Koblenz, which is hilarious. And I was like, hey, is there anything about Plexus that any warnings, any reason I shouldn't look into Plexus? And she actually gave a really great review. She's like, yeah, no, it's a great company. And so I was just like chatting with all the people. And there was one person that outshined everyone. And that was my sponsor, Carrie. And the reason she outshined everyone was because she did an amazing job at following up. And I think it's so interesting because I never once felt pressured. I never once felt like she was annoying. All of the insecurities that we often feel when we follow up, I never felt. I was highly intrigued. I was very interested, but I was also not meaning to, but kind of playing hard to get. I had just had baby number 5, and so I was running around my house like a whatever crazy lady all day long every day. Although I was like, yeah, I'm still interested in that. And so she would just follow back up with me like, hey, what other questions do you have? What other information can I get? Because I was a supplement snob and very green. Like my personality color was very green at the time. So I was like all about the facts, all about the ingredients. Like I need to see all the things. And I also knew, I don't remember if I was thinking about it at this point, but I also knew that if I was going to talk to people in my circle about the products, I needed to be equipped. I needed to know why BioCleanse, that type of magnesium, was better than like Natural Calm or some sort of magnesium you can buy at the health food store. I needed to know why ProBio 5 was different than the refrigerated 4 times the price product that I was using or that my friends were using, right? So I tell that story because she was the follow-up queen, and she signed someone that well, it completely changed our life. It completely changed our life financially, not just health wise, but financially. And we have to be okay with following up. I'll have to ask her what she thought. I don't know that I've ever asked her what she thought when she was following up with me. Well, no, I do know that she said, I knew that if you signed up and you had good results in the products, she goes, I knew you would be a diamond. I was like, what? Like, I was just signing up to try the products. And I think she was a little scared of me not loving them. But isn't that interesting? So don't be afraid to follow up. That's the just behind that story. Okay. The one thing that we can control in our business is follow up. We can be very systematic, just like we were talking about systems yesterday. If you follow the system, it takes the thinking out of it. You don't have to be thinking about what to say every time. You say the same thing. You say the same thing. Even okay, and I also want to remind you guys, even with perfect follow-up, people quit. Okay, just know that there's going to be some attrition, and it's not necessarily because of you. Okay, now if people are falling off the bandwagon big time, then I think you need to look at not just the follow-up, but I think you need to look at what you're saying when you get people started. I will literally tell people, like, if you're not willing to do this for 3 to 6 months, don't start yet. Wait until you're ready to actually do this thing, because you don't want to just like do this 1 month. You don't want one hit wonders. That's what Justin calls them in your business. You want people staying consistent for at least 90 days minimum. All right. So I would be vision casting that big time with the people that you're getting started. And that's the one thing that, as we've been doing these events at the gym, I was telling Jen, I was like, yes, do you hear me saying, 90-day minimum? There is a 60 money back guarantee, but 90-day minimum, because it takes time for these products to work in your body. We're going to keep the subscription on. It's a flex ship, so you can adjust it if you need more product, or you need to adjust something, swap something out. You want to try something new, you totally can. But we're going to keep that on. Plus, it's going to start getting your perks rolling, and you can go get free products with your perk credits, which is so fun. Okay. Also, we talked about this yesterday with duplication. Like, as we grow a team and our friends start to share with friends, that is what fixes attrition. But we can help our retention on the front end, on the positive end, making sure that we're providing good follow-up and good customer care. And doubling down, I think all of us can get better at this. Okay. So doubling down in January is a great time to rethink your systems. Okay. So whatever you have been doing, you've been doing something, even if you don't think you have a system, you've been doing something every single time you sign someone up. Okay. Follow up directly affects retention. And again, it's kind of like how I was talking about yesterday with duplication. It's the act of trying and focusing on it that makes you better and helps them with their products. Okay. So, interestingly, this is the biggest weakness I have in my business. True confessions, true confessions. So, it's just something that I've struggled with. And I just think of different friends I've gotten started, and my friend Meg, she used to live just right down the road from me, but now she lives a little farther away. But I think I've totally forgot to like give her dosing instructions, all the things. She was doing fine, but she was taking like 4 of everything. And her poor hubby, I think, oh, this happened to Angie and Berzetti too. I totally didn't send her starting instructions. And so she's like, we're like dying over here. Oh my God, they're taking too much too fast. So anyways, don't be like me, be better than me, and send some product instructions. Be following up in their first week. Especially, you want to have like 3 or 4 touch points in their first week, and then you're going to follow up weekly after that for their first month. And okay, I talked yesterday about the sprinkle campaign videos. Y'all saw those, right? I did pop them in on the chat yesterday, but I can add them again if you need me to. I love the little sprinkle campaign, because it's basically like before they get their products in those first 4 days, you're sending them like, ooh, here's my friend Jessica Hugendorn. She's a naturopath. She's going to talk to you all about what to expect, or is what to expect. Yeah, it's like the beginnings, what to expect, how long it can take, that kind of thing. And then I like Brooke Hemingway's little video. And then I have a video of getting started with the triplex that's like 6 years old, but it's still fine. And so I will send that also when in my welcome text. If you guys want me to pop this in the chat again, let me know because I can. So maybe there's some of you are new that are on this call that weren't on yesterday. Okay, so I want you guys to pop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. How strong is your retention? Okay, so retention means you're keeping people on the products. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? So pop that in.
Is 10 being the highest or the lowest?
10 is the best. Yeah.
Okay.
Who on this call feels like retention and follow-up is their strength? Chime in. Brandy, okay, tell us what you do.
So I try really hard, like, so it was not yesterday because I wasn't able to be on yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. I don't know. You talked about what you do in the first week. I'm really bad at that, but as soon as they get the products, I am with them day one. Then again, on the day that they're supposed to start BioCleanse, and I remind, like, I'll even send them a text that night, like, hey, BioCleanse tonight. And then on the day they say start ProBio, and then I leave them alone for about a week unless they call out to me. But I am communicating constantly with them. The people I forget, I like your story. So my sister-in-law is a nutritionalist. Like, I forgot about her. I'm like, you know what to do with these. Here you go, and I like, I forgot. And she did the same thing. I'm like, I just took for granted. But as far as my regular customers, I will even say, like, I hope I'm not annoying you, but I am talking to them constantly. And there's a lot of them. My problem is, Megan, I don't know what lines I am to stop at when it comes to L2s and L3s. Like, you feel a little bit out of control when you let your L1s start sharing, and then you're like, okay, are they following up? Which, trust me, I have one girl, her customer care is better than mine. Like, she is phenomenal. But then there's other people, I'm like, how are your people? So tell me, like, where are the lines with that? Are we allowed to go ahead and follow up with L2s and L3s? How do you go about that one? Because that's where I kind of struggle.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely follow up with them like they're your own level ones. Unless you know for sure that the person that is helping them get started is doing their job. I think the ball is always in our court to send them a little welcome text like, hey, so excited you're getting started with so and so. They're amazing. You're going to love your experience. I'm just here as a second layer of support. So I would do a little text, email, or not email, text, a little text to them, like a welcome text. And then I would check in with them just like they're your own. They may not respond because they're not as connected with you, but I would say just do it. I had one lady, because Jessica Heffley told us to do that in the beginning, and I had one lady get really mad at me, and she was like just so angry that I followed up with her person. So then I stopped doing it, and I shouldn't have. I should have kept doing it, even though she was angry that I followed up with her person. But it's just wisdom, and it will help your team retention. And the best case scenario is if you're in three-way messages with all these people. If your people put you in three-way messages, then you're already there and can help teach your level one the follow-up that you do. So you could just treat that person in that three-way just like you do a level one, except your level one is watching. And the other thing is your level one has gotten your good follow-up system and experienced it herself or himself. And so then hopefully they noticed what you did in the beginning. And so I think the thing is, take the mantle of teaching and coaching on to teach your level ones. It's work in the beginning, right? Just like with our kids, teaching them sometimes slows us down in the beginning, but then it ends up blessing us big time because we're not having to do all that with all the people all the time. So I think when you're in the beginning stages of building your team and you're teaching your level ones to do it, it will take more time. So I would send each of your level ones that are sharing Emily Gibson's How to Follow Up in the First 30 Days. That's a really old video. You can search it on YouTube or just search it on the team page, Emily Gibson Follow Up. The one team page and Momentum Makers group should have it. And then there's a little PDF that goes with it. It's like a little graphic, and it's exactly what we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, so let's look here at the chat. So you're typing in your your retention. How strong is your retention on a scale of 0 to 10? Let's see. Yeah, Plexus has starter instructions in the new packaging. That's fine. But I always feel like I'm a closer contact for them than Plexus's instructions. And it's not medication. So if Plexus's instructions were dot 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 and mine are different, it's okay. My voice message follow-up is like, hey, these are completely tweakable, completely customizable. Please work closely with me as we get your dosing just right. But here's a little guide. And I can pop what I send in the chat. It's actually it's a really cute graphic that's more simplistic. I have a really, really detailed one, and some people are detailed people, but most are not. I don't know if you all can even see that, but this is something that they can print out and just stick by their fridge or stick on their fridge with a magnet or print out and pop by their little kitchen sink. Yes, Brandy printed hers and she had them available for people at her sip and see. Isn't that so brilliant? And she laminated them. So cute. We will pop that graphic in the chat for y'all. But sometimes I'll send even both graphics. I'll send that really detailed one, be like, hey, if you want tons of detail, here's this. But this one is very simplistic and you can just kind of follow this as a guide. Yeah, keeping it simpler is better. Laura said sometimes it adds confusion when people read a ton of different instructions on how they should do it. So yeah, just keep it simple. Um, Laura, not a strength. Okay, but you know what? That's the great thing is we can grow in it. We can get better at it. And that's the thing. I'm going to show you here in a second how to be systematic with it. Fiona, that is amazing. You have all 4 customers since October still on. And that is the thing that we're looking for is it's basically like a big filtration process. Okay. I have actually my level ones printed out. All right. Pages and pages of level ones. All right. And the goal is to figure out who of these people, who are the lifers? I have so many people. I don't even talk to them, but they order and order and order and order every single month. And they love Plexus. Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. At what point do you, because like I have had some people who started with me in September who like, I did not follow up last month. Like I know that they're enjoying their products. At what point do you start tapering off and just check on them like every 3 or 4 months or something? Like how do you go about that too?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of different touch points that I have. So even though I'm not like personally following up with, all these people every single month, they're on my team page. The new people in the last 6 months are in my new customer chat on Facebook. And so on Facebook Messenger. So I'm like intentionally popping little testimonies in there and doing little giveaways. And I do like, oh, it's selfie time. Drop your selfie. I'm going to draw a prize, draw for a prize. And so I started that as like another touch point with people. And so after their first 30 days, they're just kind of humming along in my team page or in my customer chat, and they have complete access to me. We have a drip campaign set up through Project Broadcast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's basically like a texting system. It's an app. My assistant runs it. So I'll tell her like, hey, we need to do a quick little blitz, letting them know about XYZ promotion. And so she'll just send it to my entire level 1 database, people that order, people that don't order, and it lets people know like, hey, here's the specials. And I've got a lot of good feedback saying, oh, thank you for always keeping me in the loop on the specials. And so, almost 10 years ago, well, not 10 years ago, like 8 years ago, I felt like the team page was everything. The algorithm favored it. People were always seeing stuff. That was like our main hub. And now it's not like that. Facebook is now like the Wild West, crazy loud, distracting. And I don't feel like people see the team page like they used to. They have to intentionally go there or set it to their, pin it or whatever. And so I feel like the text touch points and, my little Facebook funsy thing that I have going on Messenger, on my Messenger chat, are better touch points now than it was 8 years ago. And I don't think it's any one thing necessarily, but yeah, you can kind of taper off after their first month and then do monthly check-ins. And then if they're part of your team page, if they're part of a customer chat or something, then that's fabulous. And I feel like the ball is always in our court to check back in. If they're loving their products and nothing's changed and they're just happy and don't have questions, then my touch point with those people is typically like, hey, are you ready to share yet? I know you've been having good results. Who have you thought of? Do you have some family members? Or sometimes I pipe in and say, hey, I'm actually scheduling little online events. They're 15 minutes. I just share a quick blitz about my story, how the products have helped me, and just educate just really quick about the basics. I'm hosting them for people on my team, happy product users, just like you, who may have a circle of people, your family, your friends, and if you want to earn some extra cash this month, that might be a great way to let your friends know about it. I'll do all the heavy lifting. All you have to do is basically invite people. So what are your thoughts? Okay, so sometimes I will just make a generic voice message about that. And obviously it's just sent to the demographic of happy customers, but I'll just blip that out to see who responds back, like, oh yeah, I've been actually thinking about it, or oh, my mother-in-law has been asking me, and da 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 da, and that would be great. So that's the whole little lighting little fires everywhere concept that we talked about yesterday, where you're looking for a little spark, right? To see if there's a popcorn plus one, a popcorn plus three for duplication. Okay. And yes, so the customers that have been staying on and you have 100% retention, that is something to celebrate, Fiona. Great job. And that's the thing, we're looking for the lifers. For sure. We're looking for the lifers that are going to love the products and stay on them forever and ever. And we're looking for the people that are at some point going to develop a little oyster, or sorry, develop a little pearl in their oyster. Okay, if they don't have one already, when you crack it open by asking the duplication questions, seeing if they are game for, making a little post or texting a couple of friends about what they're getting started with. We talked about that yesterday, if if the oyster analogy is not familiar to you. Okay. All right, let's talk about this, because this is definitely a thing. I feel like I'm bugging people when I message them. They're all really nice about it though. Okay, drop a 1 in the comment if you can relate to Fiona. Have you ever felt like you're bugging people? Again, we go back to follow up is professional. We have to follow up, because this is the thing I wrote down. The 3 things to help people stay on their products. We want the people that just started with us this month to be ordering next year at this time, right? And there's 3 things that are going to impact that. Number 1, help them have good results in their products, help them troubleshoot. Okay, that's the number 1 thing. And that is the result of following up. Okay, number 2 is plug them into community. Just like I said yesterday or the day before, belief equals momentum. If we can build belief in these people, help them get plugged into a community of a bunch of other people working towards the same goals, they're not going to leave. They're going to be so encouraged to keep going. Even if they themselves don't have massive results yet, they're seeing other people, get their blood work back, or just being able to get off the couch and get rolling again, All right. And then the third thing is help them make money. Even if it's like they refer a friend and make $35, or they get a couple retail customers and make enough to even cover their shipping. Like, that is amazing. They're like, oh my word, that statistically will retain people for sure. So yes, that was so fun, Nina. We saw she and her son last year at Super Saturday in person in Scottsdale, or wherever we were at. That was so fun, in Arizona. Yes, Nina, I love that you customize for each person and talk when you sign them up. Yep. Can you send your instructor instructions? Yes, I will do that here in a second. Okay, so everyone, there's a lot of people that can relate to Fiona feeling like she's bugging them. So I think you have to remember, you have to take that part of the equation out, because you're not. You're not. And unless they ask you to please stop following up with them, the ball is in your court to follow up with them. Because you as the person selling the supplements to them is the fact that you want to help them see their health goals. You want to help them have good results on the products. And so in order to help them do that, there's a back and forth. And so I will tell people, like, hey, what is the best way to follow up with you? I will tell them when I'm signing them up on the phone, or tell them, as soon as I got their order, and hey, I'm going to be following up with you. Don't feel weird letting me know the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, I want to help you get your results. You've told me X, Y, Z that you want to see, and like, I cannot wait. And so you're not only following up to help them stay consistent and stay accountable and have good results, you are also the cheerleader in their corner. I think we don't even realize the amount of influence that we have. People are hopeful, like they have been silently suffering most likely, and you're that person in their corner that was brave enough and bold enough to say something that and let them know there could be something that could help them. And then you're their mentor, you're their encourager. We get paid to be professional encouragers. I don't know if y'all knew that. But the better you are at encouraging, the higher your paycheck is going to be. It's just a fact. Okay. So get your encouragement up. You can even do fun stuff like you can pop little giffies in, and I tell people like, hey, send me a little message once you get your products, and I'm going to do a little happy dance with you. Okay. And then I'll send them a Giphy of like a goofy person dancing. Or when they message me like, hey, my products came, I'm like, oh my word, this is so exciting. I'll send another little Giphy, or what do we call them? GIF. It just brings a smile to people's day, right? And then I think I told you guys about this yesterday, but I will literally have them go take a picture of their box, or like, hey, did you try your pink drink yet? Did you like get it out of the box and try it? Take a selfie and send it my way. Okay, so be like louder than life excited with your people when they get started. Okay. Amy, what do you have to chime in? I know Amy listened to this as well. What did I forget?
I don't think you forgot anything. You were crushing it.
Well, I
You
didn't know if you thought of something that you wanted to chime in. I'm actually looking
um
at the PDF.
oh good, you're so them. Yeah. I liked what she said. The two main reasons why we do follow up, just to reiterate what you said, is to do the phenomenal customer care, and then to catch people loving their products. And so when we catch them loving them, it becomes this natural flow of conversation, like, oh my goodness, you should make a post about what you just told me. Oh my goodness, we should, you're just catching them. You're not making it weird. They're just telling you what they love. But sometimes people just need that little, I needed that little push for me, just make a post about that. Let's just see what happens. I thought that was really just smart and so simple.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's an
And
ongoing conversation too. Like
ongoing, right?
even after their first initial win, you can at any point, and I've been trying to do this more, reminding people like that's a post. Oh my word,
Right.
you should go tell go make a post about that.
We'll make a post, right?
Yeah.
And then when she was talking, like when we are like super good at follow up, when we are super good at helping people, catch loving their products, she's like, we like talking about momentum and opportunity. She's like, luck is what happens when opportunity comes along and I'm prepared for it. And so she's like, oh, I'm just so lucky. I got this runner. I'm so lucky. And she's like, actually, luck is what happens when opportunity comes along, but you're prepared for it and you found it, and we're doing the work for that. And that's if we're really, really consistent in our follow-up, then that's going to happen. I mean, her personal guarantee was that we'll turn one customer into 20 in 30 days if there's a pearl and in the oyster, and we actually do this follow-up system.
Yes, exactly. And that's what will help us scale our businesses is when we're systematic and we have a follow-up system that will help drastically. Also, I love this. Okay, so can you guys see this? January at a glance. Okay, so this is your month. So say you sign up Susie on January 4th. Okay, you're gonna count. Well, actually, you're signing up on the first. You're signing up on the first. Okay, and then you're gonna star day 4. Okay, because day 4 is probably when she's gonna get her products. And you're going to check in with her on day 4, and then you're going to write her name in your calendar every single week after that. Quick plug. If you don't have a calendar, like a paper calendar that you love, the Happy Planner. I totally forgot about that. Plexus did an incentive several years ago for the Happy Planner. It was so amazing. But you can go get a Happy Planner on Amazon or Michael's, maybe Hobby Lobby, but they're really great for people in businesses like ours because it basically gives you like 3 chunks in your day, time blocks. Okay. So pop your people in your planner. Maybe you use one of those ginormous paper calendars. Maybe you have something on your phone, however that works. You can set little reminders, and this is your system. Okay. If you have not been doing this, do it. Also, she says, so I don't know if any of you use Project Broadcast. I use it as a drip campaign. I think some of you do get my drips. Even for following up, it's almost like my catch in case I forget to personally follow up, but I'm going to double down on this year to like be sending my little sprinkle campaign videos and then also checking in for the first 4 weeks. Okay. The reason being is that Project Broadcast is automated and it feels that way. So we want more of a personal contact with people. And so going from our personal text phone number or our Facebook Messenger, or if you're on Instagram and you DM people over there, and that's the way you check in with them, that's fine. I want you to stay conscious while you're doing this. Don't automate this system because it will cause disconnect between you and your customer. Do this from your personal cell phone and their personal cell phone. Okay, whoop, here we go. Here is the system. Okay, so when you add a new customer, you're gonna write their name down in your planner. Okay. Week 1, 4 days after you get them started, here's what you're going to say. And this is her system. This is what I referenced Brandy to send her, new level 1 sharers, her little video with the explanation and the graphic, because you're going to send this exactly verbatim. Okay. So take a picture of it and then type it out in the notes in your phone so that you have it and you can just quick copy paste for Susie and Jenny and Sally and everyone that you get started at any given point. This is what you will send them. Okay. Hey, Ashley, have you gotten your products yet? I am so excited for you. If they have received their products and started, say, how do you like the taste of the pink drink? Tell me what you thought. And then you're going to send a dosage recommendation and a video toolbox explaining the products they're taking. Okay. If you need help knowing what to send, I personally send my follow-up or my getting started video. You can make your own. That would be even better because it's you and people relate to you. If not, you can send one that's in the toolbox. Okay. Week 2 check-in. You're going to ask them, are you getting into a good rhythm? Do you feel like you're taking your products and consistently? Are you drinking your water? Are you pooping 2 to 3 times a day? If they're already having issues, work with them daily until they're no longer having issues. Do not ignore the problem. Face it head on, solve it, and go for victory. If there's good things happening, then you're going to ask them to post. Oh, wait, okay, week 3, and this is what's brilliant about what Emily does, is by week 3, she is already tackling the things that may be happening, okay? So she is verbalizing them out loud, okay? Hey, Ashley, wanted to know if you had an increase in sugar cravings this week. Around this time, I noticed my sugar cravings came back. This is a sign that your body is healing and it's just a quick adjustment. If so. If the answer is yes, have them increase their probiotic by 1 capsule. If they're experiencing bloating, constipation, having headaches, poor sleep, or weight gain, don't ask for these things, but if they say they're not feeling great, ask them what they're noticing and just make a note for yourself. And then adjust products in the following way. You can remove the probiotic for 1 week to give the gut time to rest while taking everything else and drinking 80 to 100 ounces of water. If no, say great. If you have any questions at all, I'm always here, happy to help. Glad you're loving everything and that it's been so smooth sailing. If good things are happening, ask them to go live. So back to what we were talking about yesterday. You're gonna help them do the PLLP. Help them make a post, have them make a list, and then ask them to go live. See if you can come to their home and do a house party or a Zoom event. And then week 4, you're going to check in 1 week later, ask them if there's any changes in your regimen you'd like to make before your next order. If yes, help them find at least enough products for a complete order in your comp plan. So that would be like 100 PV for us. So like 3 things. Oh, why is it doing that? There's like little lining things on the screen. Weird. If they say no, good to go. Then let their subscription process and check in monthly with the product of the month and opportunities to increase any. Oh yeah. So ask them about what they want to try with their perk credits, all that. Okay. And then we're going to roll over here. Sorry about my lines. We're going to talk about social media really quick. Okay. And this is going to roll into what we're doing with our IPA today. Okay. Showing up on social media consistently. The key is consistently. So number 1 is stay curious. Curiosity is the ace up your sleeve. If you were going to post something and had to take a guess, what could you post to boost your business right now? Okay. So let this be your guide as what to post today. All right. Number 2, value increase. So teach something, inspire, and or solve a problem for someone. So I did a reel last night about these waffles we made that were so good. I actually changed up some of the ingredients that I normally use, and they turned out amazing. Almond flour and 2 cans of coconut cream, like coconut milk, and they were such good waffles. Anyways, so figure out how you could add value. Number 3, open the door to your life. So share about what's going on in your life. That for me typically gets lots of votes, lots of likes, lots of comments. Number 4, decide for yourself. People are always thinking about everyone. What do you want to think about you? And number 5, bring the real life energy. On good days, show it. On the down days, show it in a way that is relatable but not unattractive. Number 6, let God deal with the algorithm. Stop worrying about the time of day, when, and where. Ask God to put your posts in front of the people who need to see them, and then get to work messaging. Notice when you're consuming too much, comparing and getting caught up. Talk to your brain more than you listen to it. It's so true. Course correct, and then reset. All right, and then put out what you want back. Spend 10 minutes a day liking and commenting on non-Plexus people's posts in your main feed after the other. Well, you can still comment on Plexus. Like if you have a bunch of new customers, go and comment on their posts too. That's always good. I'm just talking, you don't want to be interacting with only your sideline Plexus people, because that's all the algorithm is going to show for you, okay? Set a timer and add value to people's posts. Do it to brighten their day with meaningful comments, and then like and reply to every comment on your posts. So that is super key. All righty. Are there any questions so far? Yes, knowing how to adjust has been a big hiccup for Laura. But you know what? That's where your sponsor can come in and really help with that. Or our little forums in our chat threads. You can chime in and be like, hey, what do I say about this or that? This is what I got. How do I respond? And everyone's always super happy to help with that. I loved her idea on the check-ins. Celebrate the check-ins. Instead of dreading checking in with people or following up, make it a dopamine hit. I mean, celebrate it in some way. Send a gift. I don't know. Get a little roll of Starburst and like let your kids have a Starburst every time you follow up with someone and like celebrate it. I don't know. Just get creative with it, because you want it to be something that you look forward to in your business, not something you dread. Okay. All righty. If there's any questions, please chime in. I'm actually going to switch this to speaker view. Or sorry, gallery view. All right. Amy, what else did I forget? Anything else that you had on your notes?
Nope, I think you got it all.
Okay. All right. Well, the next 20 minutes, we're going to work through our winning day checklist. So if you don't have this, you can go find it in the files of the Momentum Makers group and print it off. The first thing that we're going to do is make 10 comments, just like Emily was telling us, set a timer for 10 minutes. We're just going to do it for probably 4 minutes or 3 minutes. Comment on non-Plexus friends posts. Okay, so I set the timer. If you guys have any other questions, chime in. I'm going to actually go and snag those, the welcome text and the different things I referenced, and I'll pop those in the chat right now while you guys are working on this. Okay, so I'll set the timer. On your marks, get set, go. If you're just hopping on, we're working through the winning day checklist. We're commenting on 10 non-Plexus friends posts. Or if you've already done that and you're working on other things, that's fabulous too. All right, I'm popping stuff in the chat. So if you want to copy and paste that to the notes in your phone, you can totally do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop the recording for those listening, and we'll just stay on to finish our power hour.